Hi, we're live.
Hi.
Hell yeah.
Hola.
I might
¿Cómo
need
está?
to turn you up just a bit. Talk again?
I do.
Okay, yeah, I think that's good.
I
Rain,
do
if you're
like
still here and if you can hear, you can tell me.
Nathan's idea with streaming better once we get the actual input set up.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't just sound like we're in a garage where it's all going through the computer and being streamed that way.
Yeah, I also think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I like the raw sound of just the garage jam, but I also think for the sake of viewers on the stream, it would be it would be nice to have direct inputs.
Once we get it actually fucking working.
Right? Did
If
we
that again.
did we figure out what actually was going wrong with it?
Nathan said it needed to play with it, but other than that, I don't know.
All right.
Might be easier once he has Will brings his leopard gum set down,
Yeah, that might be easier.
because I'm pretty sure then we just need one input for the drum
Yeah,
set.
it would just be one from the electric kit control panel,
Yeah.
just straight into the computer. Ooh, we're on Lair, the new map. The Lazy Ninja.
The fuck is this map? He says.
This
Are you
map
gonna type
is
it?
new.
Are you gonna type it? Are you gonna type it, Carl?
Yeah, I'm gonna pick my character first.
Sorry,
Amara.
I had a cold.
All right, let's get it. Let's get it. Hell yeah, twitch.tv/STF. That's my favorite streamer.
For safety.
10 seconds before insertion. 5 seconds to go. Make your way to its location and defuse it.
Down the hole.
Can I come down the hole with you?
Yeah.
You're running the opposite direction.
No, not.
Where was he?
Down the hall. Oh, he heard you repel.
Okay.
He heard you repel in through the window and decided to peek. I want to know what our teammate said thanks for.
I don't know, but Reckless seems that my nipples are only hard when my penis is excited and produces the more milk dick.
What?
That's the same guy that told you to shut the fuck up.
Oh. Sorry if the game is loud. I might need to, tab out real quick and turn that back down a little bit. Yeah, the game is going to be loud. Like, definitively, but it is what it is, I guess.
My boy.
Ooh,
Ooh.
nice try.
Good try, Day Hall. Nice try.
That sounded so sarcastic. Nice try.
I almost went over Chad and said that wasn't sarcasm. I have autism.
If I'm gonna take PDW, I'm gonna play Jackal.
Yeah, I'm gonna take PDW on Osa.
Friendly drone deployed. Op 4 is reinforcing its location.
Cowboys of the Bebops, huh?
Yeah.
5 seconds.
Hey, Lazy Ninja laughed about it. That's pretty sick.
Your way to its location and defuse it.
Hey, we going to the hole again?
Sure.
Hell yeah. Yeet.
My boy's dead.
Oh, I think Solus is cheating. Maybe not, but like, she did the thing that a lot of Pulse players, or a lot of cheaters used to do with Pulse, where she just had her gadget activated for a little bit, and then was like, you know what, I know you're right here. Oh, that's the wrong.
Someone's upstairs.
Oh, they left before I could. Okay.
Diffuser is no longer in your possession.
We traded.
What did Chance say?
Diffuser is now secured.
What did Chance say?
He just said cards, so. I'm Gooby. So I just said I'm Gooby.
You're not good. Jesus, can y'all stop walking into Pokeballs?
Friendly last operators.
Okay, folks. Okay. Okay, folks. God damn it!
Teehee. Okay. I don't want to talk about Palworld though. Partially because I genuinely cannot discern which information is accurate and which is not. Like,
I know absolutely nothing about the game. So.
from what I've seen, it's like Ark Survival and Pokemon had a baby. And I've also seen people saying that the monster designs were all AI based on Pokemon designs and stuff. And then I saw people saying that it's not AI, and the person who made that list changed the scaling of the creatures to make them look more like Pokemon and stuff. And I'm just like, I don't know what's true and what's not. I'm so confused.
Also, I just realized the person who I traded with last round, her name's EDP's Little Cupcake.
Name's what?
EDP's Little Cupcake.
Oh boy. I think we might die.
Probably. Did you get that drone?
Nope. Can I pet that dog? been nice to know they were above. Oh, he sucks though. The buck sucks. If I had known there was a hatch there, and if I had known they were up there, then... Oh! I was spectating you for that, you rat. Imagine if the second C4 killed them.
Be upset.
I would have laughed. You should go over in the corner where the rook armor was laid down. By that alibi. Hell yeah. They're gonna shoot the alibi, and you can just pop up and blam them as they're running away.
I'm gonna sound whore for a second. Mate! Okay, now don't go run after him now.
15 seconds. Friendly victorious. Hostiles eliminated.
I'm not gonna lie.
I
I'm
wa-
satisfied with that shot I got.
I almost said nice try in all chat.
Oh no.
That would have been awful. You know what? I'm being Freezy Pete. Screw it.
I want to get award and MVP, please. Can we win 2 rounds in a row?
No, because I'm pretty sure after... no, wait. I don't remember, actually. You know what?
Same site?
No, not same site.
I can't tell with this map, man.
Well, they know we have a me.
They're on.
This is not a fun site to defend. Oh, they're on the other door, it sounds like. Yeah, over here.
Swapping mags.
You don't stand up.
There's Capcan traps on that door.
Let her run through my trap.
I'm pretty sure they're hacked.
No, they still dead.
No, I meant over here on, on that door. Yeah, that door was hacked. I saw the orange glow coming out of the Capcan traps.
Good shit.
We're stepping up, boys.
I'm not.
I was gonna say something. To try and hype you up, but then I was like, no, that might just make him sad.
What were you gonna say?
Don't even remember anymore.
Dude, you gotta remember these things. You gotta remember how to make
Who
me
should I play?
sad.
Who should I play? Who should I
Random.
play?
Click R on your keyboard.
No, man.
No, man. Hey Nick, are you happy? No, mad.
No, man.
That was a bad joke, I'm sorry. No, it was bad, I'm sorry. Is there a drone hole here? Why does that seem like there should be a drone hole there?
What do you think of my drone, Taylor?
I think it's pretty high, not gonna lie. What the hell is this room for? Hold on, Nick, get on my drone real quick. You see this?
Yeah.
That's the window.
The fuck?
There's just an inaccessible closet there.
Go in with our team before they all die.
I don't wanna. I don't like our team. Howdy, bitch.
They're below us?
Are they?
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy.
Loading mag.
Oh, like sight is below us. Okay. Turns out I'm a little bit dumb.
I hate this map. Oh, of course.
Located enemy. 3
We're gonna have to push in a different way.
I hit Mozzie in this corner. I don't even know where they are. Ah! Warden killed me. He's on the planter. Oh, okay.
Dude, I knifed that fucking.
I literally didn't get a single kill that whole game. What the hell?
Oh, sorry, it's just funny. Like, I didn't get a single kill. Plugs Twitch again.
Yeah, dude. All right, who are we commending?
I'm commending Dayhall and Lazy Ninja.
All right,
Even though
I got Exo Lord and Lazy Ninja. Hell yeah. I just always commend for dedication. Like, hey, you stayed till the end of the game. Good job. Ooh, I got a one of these. Yes, please. I'll take a Bravo pack.
Hold on, it takes 2 fucking levels to unlock the credits.
What do you mean?
I have to spend 2 battle pass levels. Oh, never mind. There's just one that's not unlocked there. I'm dumb. I have tiny little nuts. It's okay. Sometimes you gotta have tiny little nuts to have big nuts. You know what I'm saying?
No.
You should. You got tiny little nuts too.
All right.
Talk about Palworld, man. I don't fucking know shit about Palworld. I don't know who Palworld is.
was about to say something really insensitive. I'm glad I didn't, though. And no, chat, I'm not gonna say it.
I was gonna say the gamer word.
I was not gonna say the gamer word.
Rigatoni.
Or rigatoni.
I don't like having that word associated with gamers.
I don't either. No, you. Aw.
Cute.
Oh no, I don't want to be that. I want to be this.
She thinks my tractor's sexy. I'm gonna try sense.
Oh no.
Try this dumbass gun. Dumbass shit ass weapon.
Chi-Chi, we got a nude. A nude? A dude named Craig.
What do you mean? The best bread Craig is good. Why does everybody make fun of Craig?
Friendly drone deployed. Op 4 is
Craig, you're gonna get booted down.
Hell yeah, I am. Isn't that the point?
Tap these nuts. Oh, your stream's lagging. I don't know if it's just me or if it's your stream.
5 seconds to go.
Stream looks fine on my phone.
Locate your bomb. Make your way to its location.
I don't know. Stream looks fine on my phone. My aim doesn't look fine on my phone, but that's, you know, kind of beside the point.
Loading flashbang.
Oof.
Oh, I didn't know I had the fucking diffuser, dude.
Oh, oof.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize I had the diffuser.
Never trust the naked eye.
There's one to the right. Oh shit, he went out the door.
I don't know where to go, so. Oh, hell yeah. I was leaning the wrong way.
I died in the worst spot. with that
Good
diffuser.
try, Greg. Thank you. Bread is muy delicioso.
I'm depressed now.
It took you this long?
No, I mean I was depressed before. The 4?
Before. I was depressed before.
I was depressed and now I'm stupid.
Now you're stupid?
That's why my mom hates me.
No, your mom hates you because I can't say that. I cannot say that. What the fuck? Why are the bombs so
Would
far
make
apart?
this Sledge because
Why are the
you
bombs so
make
far
this bomb
apart?
be mad. Hey, they're not always close together.
I've never seen them this far apart on this map though.
Well, I guess you have. It's the top floor site. There's a whole ass
Oh.
hallway between them on the top floor.
I didn't realize it was the top floor. Right.
Jumping into a circle.
Rude. I have a plan, and it's a great plan. You're gonna love this plan.
Can I come with you? Does
Yeah,
your
dude.
plan exclude me?
No, dude. Come to my plan.
Okay, dude. I'm coming, dude.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear. Come to my plan. Where's the camera? There it is. Hell yeah, come to my plan.
Clear the blast area!
What? Well, I meant to rappel in.
Reloading.
Activate.
I see her little fucking ponytail.
Hell yeah.
Shit.
Bet you're glad I won that round for us. Without me carrying the team. Yeah, Craig. Fuck yeah, dude.
Go.
That's the kind of energy I love to see.
Your lips ever get sweaty?
No.
Shame.
Well, which ones?
Just doesn't answer the question.
What?
Huh?
I don't know, man. It's hard to understand when you mumble.
Sorry, I'm mumbling because I got cock in my mouth.
Apparently, I do too with the way I tried to say that sentence.
Like when I smack the football, I give a satisfying little.
What? You say we spawn peak?
Is that what I said?
That's what it sounded like.
I say we both sit in this room like a couple of weirdos.
Desiccate deployed. Desiccate in position.
Found a new hiding spot card. I'll check it out. They'll never see me unless they break this window directly.
Hell yeah, dude. I'm proud of you.
Let's go, Britt! Let's go, Britt!
Let's go, Brad.
Who wins? Low IQ lion or literally the best bread?
I think literally the best bread. They're on the stairs by me.
Let me see if they push the stairs by me. waiting here patiently. I'm not gonna have to do anything. Best bread's just gonna fucking. Oh.
One's
Oh.
coming down from top floor, I think. Maybe not. That could have been Tugaro. Oh yeah, they're by me.
Here we. Ooh, there might be one. I can try to push up the stairs.
I think they're rotating back to those stairs. By you.
Up or down?
Top floor.
Okay, I'm watching.
I could be wrong though, but that's what it sounds like. Because they pushed away from here. Oh no, they're still here.
There was another. There were two claymores on first. Car.
Sorry, Craig, I died. That's okay.
No,
You're
Brad,
allowed to die.
You were soaking up those kills, homie.
Soaking up those kills like fucking soup. I couldn't think of a specific kind of soup that I would use bread to soak up.
Tomato.
Yeah, you're soaking up those kills like tomato soup. There you go. This is why I keep him around, because he's
We just established
barely
something.
smarter than me.
Be ready to eliminate hostiles.
Get ready for the
So
most epic kill of your life, dude.
I'm now realizing they only won that first round because I fucking gave it to them then.
Sensor deployed.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna reinforce
maybe.
this. Nah, it was literally just because I gave it to them.
Yeah, maybe.
5 seconds left. Op 4 has located a bomb.
I have an idea,
Be ready for hostile action.
and it's really, really good. Just there you go. Hell yeah, check that out. Epic.
Purple dawn on a Sunday afternoon. The best bread upstairs. Kicking that shit.
Oh, they're coming in over here.
Bread. Fuck. Stopping it over. Where from?
The breach. And rotate hallway thing. The big green wall. I don't know.
Butter.
I don't know call outs on this matter, dude. Hibana was over there too, cause she's a little silly one.
We got this bread.
One Op 4 remaining.
Hell yeah.
Let's go, baby.
Hell yeah, dude.
I'm here to jumble cum and cumble John.
Fucking best bread for fucking
Best bread.
Dedication.
Is the best bread.
and also dedication because they didn't leave the game. But best bread got dedication because hopping in
I
the chat, bro.
straight up fucking handed him that first round.
Hey, to be fair,
God.
I just sat on that staircase the entire time until I tried to panickedly drop through the hatch and then lean the wrong way and let Warden shoot my gooch.
Sorry, what?
Mm-hmm. You heard me. Hey, squad leader.
Hmm?
I'm just gonna chill. Oh, come
Yep.
jump. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
And what of it?
I'm just
Bitch.
curious. Oh, I have a battle pass thing to unlock stuff with. Do I get the alpha pack or do I work my way towards this Bravo pack? I think I'm gonna work my way towards the Bravo pack. Okay, why would I ever equip those glasses and headphones when I have, where's Warden? When I've got literally the sexiest mustache in the game.
Who knows? Maybe you're just stupid.
But like, to be fair, I've got the whole get up. I'm just covered in shit. Oh, dude. I forgot that gadget skins were a thing for elite skins, elite bundles. And I just saw a watch in Warden's loadout and I'm like, why am I seeing a watch? Let me double check. I don't think I like that. That actually doesn't look bad. I'm trying to find a better attachment skin to go with this weapon skin on Warden, because I don't think the actual like containment event attachment skin looks very good. With
some pizza, stuff to drink.
I don't know.
I'm a thirsty little guy.
Yeah. How thirsty of a little guy are you?
Fucking thirsty. Chains, it's 9:45. When are we gonna talk about?
He said he had to take Alex to work at 9:40.
Oh, I thought he said be back for the axe to work at 9:40.
I don't think so, because I think Alex clocks in at 10.
I thought Alex clocked in at Mach 20.
Mach 20. You fucking dick. Oh yeah, anyone in chat that's unaware, we're going to be bringing back the Kongay Stray Dogs podcast tonight after my Siege stream, because reasons.
We're basically just gonna jerk each other off.
So we talked about doing Fridays, and I misinterpreted the message and thought that we couldn't do it this week, but Nick double checked earlier and it was like, yeah, after I take Alex to work, which is Chance's friend. So like we're sitting there and we're like, okay, so you just want to do Siege before that? Because I forgot I was just gonna do a Siege stream like I normally would, but from what I understand, it's basically gonna be like a half and half. We're gonna do like an hour or so of Siege, and then like, no, not Duckby, and then like, I don't know, X amount of time for the podcast, which is entirely my fault for misunderstanding the messages and not, you know, confirming what I said was,
Yeah,
or
it
what
is your
I
fault,
interpreted
fucking
was
bitch.
correct. But you know, you don't have to be like that.
Sorry.
But anywho,
Friendly drone
That was the entire vibe yesterday.
what do you mean?
Just a lot of fuck you, bitch. I love you, bitch.
Yeah.
I ain't never gonna stop loving you, bitch.
I love you, bitch. I ain't never stop loving you, bitch. Fucking love that video.
Oh.
5 seconds to insertion.
Did this map get a rework?
Very slight.
The bomb location.
More like a map buff than a rework.
I'm all alone.
I'm on my way.
Here beside me.
Hey, you want me to yeet in that window for you?
Man.
I got you. Ah! Kev!
Got her ass.
Hell yeah, you did. Let's get in there.
Oh, there's somebody upstairs, Cargo.
Reloading.
Oh, I had fucking diffuser again.
Hell yeah, you did. Huh. Oh, he's cheating.
Oh, he's tagging, bro. He's fucking ass.
Oh, I didn't say. I'll just wait until. I don't know. He might actually be. Oh, Fiend Boy. Oh, there are two of him. There's Oni underscore and Oni underscore dot.
They're both dead.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. And they're not streamer mode names. I don't know, man. It's kind of a yikes.
Last operator standing. Op 4 last operator standing.
Nice.
Good job, team boy. I need to stop being with the team.
Well, if nobody picks it up, it just assigns it to someone random, so.
It just always assigns it to me.
Yeah.
Walls. Walls. Was it? Did they have obvious walls?
No.
Friendly drone deployed. Op 4 is reinforcing its location.
Hey, I gotta look at my game.
Insertion in 10 seconds.
All right. Mute your chat and report you for abusive chat.
Make your way to
Love the Siege community. It was the guy that starts with a K, Corey00.
Keep you doing that, homie.
Cluster charge live. Cluster charge activated.
I have an idea.
I was gonna jump down from the top rope. I guess who has the diffuser again?
You.
Here we go. Organs positioned.
Someone behind Calf.
Of course they're down the fucking hall.
down to 1 friendly.
Let's go 22. Oh, somebody left on our team.
Ah, so the two Onis, Throgar and Choreo, are all queued together. I think they're cheating.
That's a big maybe for me.
The only one that's not queued with them is Mint PP. But I also think he might be cheating. Could be wrong, could be wrong. But I think they're cheating. If anyone in chat knows anything about this game, do they seem sus to you? Oh boy.
Melusi?
Melusi Boosie. You remember when that was what everyone said when you played Melusi is Melusi Boosie? Excuse you.
I don't know where to put my Melusis, so I'm just... Okay, now they're just killing each other.
That almost makes me think they're cheating even more, if I'm honest.
One op 4 remaining.
I'm reloading. Swapping back.
I don't know how I feel about me.
That was a lucky spray, in all honesty.
That was a lot of recoil.
Yeah. I've gotten really bad. I used to be able to like pinpoint alibi, but I've gotten really bad at recoil control in this game.
I think they also upped the recoil on alibi.
Possibly. I'd have to check back in the operator menu. But like every character that I used to be able to like laser, like even Rook, I still struggle with now because it's just like, I don't know. I'm gonna go this way, and I'm
Why
gonna
did he ping this wall?
I don't know. That's a bad placement of that. There we go.
Down to 5 seconds. Bomb located by op 4.
I actually would really like to have smirk armor. Oh yeah, they're cheating. They're pre-firing me. I'm pretty sure they're cheating anyways. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, we've lost.
Where are they at?
Inside.
One is on B site, the others are in garage. Or on the stairs by garage.
They're planting. Okay, yeah, they're hacking. They're
Oh
cheating.
yeah, I'm 100% confident he's cheating now. I'm gonna just report him. Oh, I can't report him. It won't let me report him. Pretty sure Mint PP is cheating.
What?
I'm pretty sure.
Is it not letting you?
I'm
say
pretty sure Mint PP on the enemy team is cheating. Could be wrong, but like, just some real interesting pre-firing happening, and perfect headshots every time. I don't want to be Amaru actually. I want to be Lion. No, I'm gonna be Finka. Jeez.
He think because he's gonna be a finka.
I was gonna be Finka, and then it was like, no, you're gonna be Capital.
Maybe if I take not.
Yeah? What do you think that's gonna do for you?
Remove the hack. If I hack the hackers,
10 seconds to insertion. 5 seconds. Locate the bomb. Make your way to its location.
Spawn peeking front door. Watch out. Is it clear?
hold on. I'm going up square. It's clear directly in. Picking up top square.
Oh, site is right there, actually. I did not realize that.
Check top square again.
I got Mint PP.
Oh, cap. Lower.
Ah,
You got her at least.
I didn't want to accidentally kill you, but I let you die anyways, so. Kind of a waste regardless. Okay. My bullets just aren't gonna hit him, apparently. That's my bad. I should have just taken a bigger risk.
Looking at.
Fuse is so dead.
This pulse is gonna see for
Mhm.
it. 15 seconds remaining. 10 seconds left.
Nice.
5 seconds left.
Oh no, he ran out of bullets. Good try, man.
I'm not saying GG or plugging my Twitch for that, because, like I said, I'm pretty sure they're cheating.
They're all toxic regardless.
Yeah.
Why did we come into the opposing team?
Did we?
Apparently.
I voted no. I think most people just hit F5 just to get it off their screen, in all honesty. Oh yeah, do we want to switch to the KSD Discord
should.
call?
Because now it's 10:02. I would imagine.
I'll say, just hop over there, yeah.
I didn't
Hi.
mean to ring it. I was trying to. I hit tab instead of.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
Shit.
When
No?
oh hi. Hell yeah.
Hi, Chance.
Ooh,
What's going on?
not a lot. Oh, my camera's off. How did that happen? Oh,
I don't
bet
know. But I
this-
am currently actively live.
Howdy, everybody. I'm trying to get mine to go live, but my camera's broken. But I think it's because I pulled up Discord.
I'm going to tab out to Streamlabs and go to be right back and mute stuff while we get stuff set up for podcast. Text, switching to podcast. There we go.
Hmm?
And I'm gonna go ahead and mute all the We're live on my end.
We're live. Welcome, everybody.
Apologies for those watching my end of the stream. I don't have my camera on because I never got it set back up after I had computer issues a while back. So
I'm curious.
that's the reason.
Let me find the video I watched the other day because I really liked it, and then we'll go ahead and I'll pull up the Palworld video and we could talk about that.
Hell yeah. It looks super
Um,
interesting.
There's also
Is it on-
another new game that came out.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Wait, sorry. Say again.
There's another new game that came out called Enshrouded.
I don't know
And
that I've heard of that one.
It's it like literally just came out, and it's like a survival game, but kind of Elden Ring-esque, where you get different spells and weapons and stuff, and you can build, and there's a bunch of bosses you have to fight. Where's this?
Interesting. There's bosses in Palworld too.
Yeah,
I almost want to say Palworld is very Elden Ring esque as well, with like some of the combat.
and that's the one I want to watch. I'm gonna find that video because that's the one I want. All right, I'm pulling up the Palworld video. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen.
I will basically be an observer this time because I know very little about any of the topics.
Well, I'll give my thoughts on the game after we watch some of it, just to see what I think.
Okay, I'm also gonna.
Let me know when you guys are watching.
I'm watching. I'm gonna try to keep it small like this so we can still see your guys' faces. But Discord might be like, "Oh, you can't watch the stream like this." We'll see.
It's doing all right. Oh, yeah. It'll let me do this. This'll work.
We good?
Yeah.
I'm good.
Hey, and
Jesus
we're back with another episode of Before You Buy. That show will give you some straight up gameplay and our first impressions
This
of the
loud
latest
as
games
shit.
releasing. Today we're talking about Palworld. This is the game the internet has been calling Pokemon with guns. It's also the game the internet has kind of crowned king over the course of last weekend. As this game launched in early access, it like broke records. It flew to the top of Steam charts. So I've been playing this for a few days now, both solo and a bit of it cooperatively on PC, where this footage has been captured, and it's also available on Xbox through Game Pass. So now I know the running tagline joke is, like I said, Pokemon with guns, but it's really Pokemon but a survival game like Ark. Pokemon with some elements that some Poke fans have been wanting for a long time. Pokemon with a dash of Breath of the Wild and a few more popular games. Look, people don't like these comparisons. They get very defensive. I've seen the arguments online, but it's often pretty blatant here. Now, what matters is that it clearly derives a lot from things that a lot of other games do well, sometimes shamelessly. For some, a little too close to comfort. Some character models are alarmingly close to Pokemon they've been spoofing. So there's some potentially questionable stuff here worth acknowledging. Regardless, the game is doing something for some people. Clearly, it's scratching an itch, it's filling a void. Me personally, I don't love a lot of survival games. I'm pretty picky. But I found myself hooked on this one. This game gives you a lot considering its early access. Yeah, it's a little jacked up. Some animations look weird or unfinished. Menus and some whole mechanics could use some complete tweaking. And there's more features I'd love to see. But even with the roughness, the early accessness, it's...
Okay, I'm just gonna pause it because that did look really fucking cool. The fire, whatever they're called, blowing into the furnace.
Yeah. No, the Pokemon. So like that little, you see the little blue penguin guy there?
Yeah,
He can water your flower bed.
that's actually
I
kinda
was I was gonna say we should try to pause fairly frequently as well.
Yeah.
Just because of obvious
So yeah,
reasons.
all the
also-
very sorry, continue.
I was gonna mention the blue penguin, and I was gonna mention the little floaty nebula hair thing. I don't remember the names because I don't play Pokemon. I don't watch Pokemon. I don't
They're
know
not
hardly
actually
anything about it.
Pokemon though.
No, I know. What I'm saying is they look very similar to ones I've
Yeah.
seen before.
Yeah, that
Which,
looks like a fat Piplup. That blue penguin thing.
yeah, to
Piplup,
me,
yeah.
that feels like I don't think I should look at something and be like, and just immediately think, oh, that's that Pokemon that I know. Especially as someone that doesn't play or watch Pokemon.
But here's
Like-
my thing. If Pokemon wasn't such a beloved series, would people care that much?
No.
Because they're essentially doing what Fortnite did to the Battle Royale genre. They're adding another element to an already created genre.
I'm not concerned about the gameplay. I'm concerned about the design.
There is a video called "Why Palworld is Completely Legal," so we can watch that after this.
I mean,
A
even
suggested
so,
video-
Nintendo can pull some strings. You know they're powerful.
Moist Critical did a very good comprehensive discussion about all of the similarities and all the concerns that people have. I think we should definitely watch that as well.
I think I agree with this YouTuber here. It's scratching an itch for people.
Yeah.
I can't play the new Pokemon games. They're awful because they're just the same thing.
I
And
haven't played a
Pixelmon.
Pokemon game since the Game Boy Color.
Pixelmon has been a thing for a Minecraft mod since Minecraft fucking had mods. For a long time, people have been taking a survival game and putting Pokemon into it.
Yeah.
So
I think the
this-
concept is incredible. Like, the idea of the game is super cool.
People thought it was a meme. People didn't realize it was like an actually in-developed game. People saw a few videos of it because the people that developers were putting out videos of it. They thought it was a joke until they released it.
Yeah.
After
I-
seeing this so far, I am interested.
Oh,
I don't know, we could continue watching the video now.
It's a really fun time already. There's a lot against it though. It feels a bit cheap, almost like thrown together at times, and it can be devoid of any cohesive feel or personality with the world at times too. Sometimes almost like soulless. But hey, let's just get into it, explain the mechanics, and talk about everything. So if you don't like survival games, it's still very much the thing here. It's not the most intensive one. It's actually pretty casual, but like you're chopping down trees, you're cooking and eating to keep your character healthy, and you're building primitive log cabins. But from there, the game very quickly gets you hooked onto its loop, catching creatures with balls you throw at them. You can run up and whack them, weaken them, and then toss a ball at them to hopefully catch and contain them. From there, you can have the little creatures populate the home base you build, get to work, and also accompany you out in the field.
Oh,
You can throw out a
no.
ball and have
Hold on,
a
can you
little
pause it real
rip-off
quick?
Pikachu come out and
Yeah.
That pink one? Nick, I know you saw it.
Well, also the one that looked like a monkey that was green.
Oh yeah, the monkey, the little pink one. These sheep are
There's
all...
a few for sure that are close.
Oh my goodness.
It's a little off-putting to see like something that looks too much like a Pokemon.
Right,
It also,
that's the thing.
I don't know. I feel like it pulls me in a little, just a tidbit.
What it looks like to me, for a few of them, what it looks like to me is, you remember that Pokemon Fusion website we used to go to all the time in high school, Nick?
Mm-hmm.
Some of them look like that.
Yeah.
Like that pink one looked like a fucking Meowth mixed with like a Clefairy.
Which by the way, there is a really fun Pokemon ROM where part of the game is you can take any Pokemon and morph it with another Pokemon. So you can have like a fire water type that's like a mix of a Squirtle and a Charmander.
So it
Is
shoots steam at them.
I mean, there are special moves that are specifically designed around that mechanic.
That sounds awesome,
I
actually.
think
I'm not
one of
gonna
them
lie.
is steam. So yeah, it's really cool. Let's continue because I'm curious because he's about to get into
A rip off
the-
Pikachu.
about to get in the beans and the meat and potatoes of this.
Yeah.
And follow you around wherever you want.
Wait, was that called Chikapoo?
What? No, that's a lamb ball.
Okay, no, there's another one I
Whenever
thought
you
was
want.
called Chikapoo.
You can ride some of these things.
Was it the pink
you
one?
Can use them as mounts. You can fly on them.
I don't think so.
You can have them fight with you and adventure with you. And that is just a cool thing, like to have that fully like uncompromised here, like just having that creature with you doing whatever is cool. Yeah, they can only do so much, but you can teach them different attacks. You can command them to do those attacks. It's simple, it's accessible, and it's casual, but it gives you that good sense of poke freedom. You're catching these creatures for XP. So catch a bunch of the same one and get a big XP boost. Catch a new one you haven't seen yet, also you get a big XP boost. As you level up, you can dump points into basic stats like health, stamina, attack. Along with that, though, you level up and you earn points that you can spend in a
That one's just a fucking chicken. I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah, no, that
Yeah.
one was just a chicken.
Fucking chicken.
While it's paused, my question is it a free game?
No.
Okay,
No, it's 30,
that
it's $30.
that gives me more concern. Cause the thing that made Pixelmon okay is that it was free. Nobody was profiting off of it. The fact that they're profiting on this when I mean look at that little pink guy, like
So the whole thing is they did all of this initial stuff without almost any kind of monetary assistance. They've released it early access for $30 to get the monetary, means to actually flesh it out as a true finished game. Which they've had their top concurrent player was over 2 million.
I saw that.
So they've got the money. I think they've had almost 8 million downloads.
Jesus. So it's definitely gotten.
So now they've got the money to actually flesh it out as a full-blown game with like actual they can afford a team behind it rather than just a few guys with a funny idea.
How long do you think till Epic buys it?
Not very long, if I had to guess. Not very long. Almost immediately.
Yeah.
skill tree.
It
A
seems
skill
like an
tree
Epic
that
thing
looks
to do.
almost exactly like Ark Survival Evolves.
But to be honest,
here
they'll make it
you
better.
Unlock new things for you to craft.
I feel like
and
this is
work
the
on
kind
and
of game they
improve
would
everything.
improve.
So go from cooking food over a campfire to using a real stove. Make more things to store your items, new weapons, fences to defend your homestead, stuff like that. Only in this game, you have Pokemon or whatever as your little workers. All of them have their own characteristics and specializations, and this is what makes the game feel a bit more interesting. Having a bunch of little creatures graze in a pen so you can harvest them for wool, while creatures with hands can plant seeds in your farms to grow food, and then like the water creatures can come over and use their water powers to blast water onto the crops or maybe power a mill to generate more material for building even better stuff. It's really fun when it all gets going. You need to keep the creatures fed, rested, and happy for all of this to happen. And sometimes your areas will get attacked too, and you'll need to kind of rally the troops. So you can go from a little hut with a farm to a fortified house with sandbags and walls and towers and even turrets and weapons the creatures can use. Along with that, you're adventuring out in the world. Your main task seems to be finding these massive boss towers. These contain like a big boss battle that you need to really gear up and kind of prepare and grind for. They seem challenging, but the other thing is that the game world itself
Very
is absolutely
Elden Ring-esque.
huge. Getting to these
Yeah.
towers might take a while. The map is massive, and I feel like I've barely even scratched the surface yet. There are cave dungeons with special creatures and loot to find inside, rare creatures hiding around, big boss creatures out in the open, and I've even found some hidden bosses in some pretty weird, unexpected places too. There are even towns with NPCs. This is where the game really feels the early access. It's pretty lifeless, with a couple of vendors and boring NPCs who barely have anything to say, with some weird writing and dialogue. Still, there's potential here for a
Okay.
lot. You can just
So that's something that goes into something else. One of the two things I've heard about this game, people saying that it was made like a huge tool for this game was AI. I don't know if that's
That-
true or not, but
According to Moist Critical, there is zero proof of that as of right now.
yeah. Well, I mean, unless the people who made it come out and say, "Oh yeah, we totally did that," then there will
They've
not be
said-
proof.
They've said no.
Well, I mean, yeah, because in terms of like creative spaces, AI is a very controversial topic.
It doesn't seem like it to me that AI has been a big part. What this game seems like is
The-
a few people
the
who knew how to
reason-
build a game, threw it together, and they put as much as they could in with what they had.
The reason I bring it up now is because of the weird writing and dialogue. Because AI is not super incredible unless you have like one of the paid programs,
Oh,
you know.
No, well, that's my point. Is like it seems like they just threw some dialogue in there for
Yeah.
them to splurt out, but they had to cover the whole area and all the people, so they were just like, just fucking come
Yeah.
up with random shit for now for them to say.
I will say though, in terms of what they've accomplished so far, it does seem pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, like I said, the concept and the execution seems cool. I just have some personal concerns about like I said, the designs of the characters and stuff like that, and the fact that they put it up for money when personally I think some of them are a little bit too similar. But I guess if Nintendo's not going after them, then you know
as
there's
far as
no
the
concern
money
there.
thing, I would rather pay $30 for this than $60 for the same Pokemon game every 4 years.
No, that's not the concern at all.
Mhm.
It's not that it's for money. It's the combination of the paid product, including designs that are, in my opinion,
Gotcha.
so similar to copyrighted designs.
Yeah.
That's
another-
that's my concern.
Another thing that goes with that is that the Pokemon are based off of real animals,
Yeah,
a lot of them, and there's only so much you can do with the design of a real animal.
yeah,
right? You can
I
only
get
make
that.
A snake
It's
so
just-
different.
It's just for me like that. I keep going back to that pink one. Like it just
Looks like a Meowth mix with a Clefairy.
yeah, that's what I said earlier. Like it's just so spot on in my eyes as someone who's not very familiar with Pokemon. It just looks so similar to me that I personally have some slight concerns there. But I mean, if Nintendo's not going after them, then especially at the popularity they have, then like there's not really any anything you can say or do there, you know.
Well, and I
Yep.
guess when it comes to a game like this, despite how similar they are not.
And in terms of
different game.
Yeah.
copyrighted works, it doesn't matter if it's not. Similarity is what matters. Once it gets to be a certain amount of similarity, it's close enough that copyright law will be like, hey, that's no, don't do that. That's the only reason I know this is because part of one of my classes in high school, we went pretty in depth into copyright law and stuff, like why our high school had to change its mascot or its logo and stuff like that. Like once it gets to be a certain amount of similarity, then it counts as being a copyrighted work. And also Nintendo's crazy. They copyrighted Bowser's penis. Like,
Yeah, they did.
they sent a cease and desist off of an NSFW artist that made a rendering of Bowser's penis. So
Well, I will also say there's I think 180 some pals in this game. Majority of them don't look super similar to Pokemon.
well,
There's a
I'm just
few,
going
of
based
course,
off what
that
I've
look-
seen in the video, because like I said, I don't really know much about it. I just know what I've seen people talk about online.
Yeah, there's a few for sure that, that looks like something or that's reminiscent of this Pokemon,
Right.
but majority of them I feel like they did a pretty good job of making it their own thing.
Yeah.
Do they evolve?
I don't know.
That's what I'm wondering if I'll talk about that because I am curious if there's an evolution process to these.
Yeah, that would make it a little too
Little-
similar, I think.
Yeah.
I
Let's see.
don't know that there is an evolution. I haven't seen anything.
Buy
like
new
that.
pals or
We'll
visit a
see.
shop and buy items, but that really seems to be it for now. There are also kind of bandit camps out in the world with enemy bad guys to fight against too. This feels pretty weak with not a ton of excitement to them and really not a lot of reward. It's nowhere near as good as the boss stuff. It seems like this is still very much an early access work in progress thing. So
Yeah.
be warned. It's that depth, though, that I've really found the most fun. Getting better and better, leveling up, and fighting with my creatures, finally unlocking
Yo,
like a
that's
grappling
sick,
hook or
though.
a gun or building a harness to ride my creature. That stuff is really satisfying. And it's pretty briskly paced for a while, with you satisfyingly grinding just enough to progress at a pretty even rate. I don't know how long that'll last, like how far down the tree that will feel. This is only first impressions, of course, but I've actually been impressed here. Once you start really getting a production line going with creatures making you ammo or crafting you new Pokeballs and everybody has a job and things are moving and everybody's fed, it's fun to see. You can throw your creatures around, you can pet them, you can feed them, and it's cool to see them help you out. Like a little fire type Vulpix looking guy will breathe his fire breath into the ironsmith as you forge ingots, or blast your fire as you're cooking. Little things like that made Palworld feel like a creative spin on the many genres it's combining. Now, there's a lot of freedom here and a lot of complexity. It seems like you can find shinies out in the world, and there's a breeding system too. So the game throws a lot at you. It's a full meal, even if it's a real unfinished one. But I think it comes down to that amount of stuff that people are really enjoying, that kitchen sink approach. It's a casual survival game with monster hunting, collecting elements, and a massive amount of exploration. Now, my only other complaint is that because some of these elements feel so just thrown together and some gameplay concepts so close to other games, that it really leaves open.
Why did he pet it and then square up with it?
I would. I
Just
pet
let
you
it
and
pet it.
square up with you.
There's a whole butcher animation. If you hold a cleaver, it changes pet to butcher, and then you butcher them for their meat.
Oh,
Well-
hell yeah.
Yep.
That's kind of fucked up.
It blurs
That's
it
what
out.
that's what they do in Pokemon.
I would like, and I don't know, there's probably a reason it feels like this. I mean, a reason this hasn't really been a thing. I would really like to see a survival game.
Oh shit. Thank you for the raid, Ren.
Oh shit.
Ren
I would
trading me with a
really-
party of two.
I would really like to
It was
see a
just really
survival
loud.
game with big cities.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
But then again, would it really make sense to be a survival game with massive cities?
It depends on
Not
how you do it.
particularly.
It depends on how you do it.
Yeah, unless the story itself has some kind of reason you're not allowed to stay in the big cities.
Yeah.
True, yeah.
Like if my thing you basically have like three options. One, the cities are like controlled by I don't know, generic big bad, and you've got to sneak in and out. That's one way to do that. A second one is like they're overrun with enemies, so you got to be careful going through them. Or the third one is like, I don't know, give more incentive to go out and explore the world.
It would be a pretty cool concept to do, like, you've been exiled from civilization, but you can still go in and buy things if you have a disguise.
Yeah,
Interesting.
that would be
yeah.
cool.
And if not, you have to sneak in at night and steal things.
Yeah, I like that.
That would be a pretty fun idea, pretty fun concept. for
And
a
the disguise thing could be like almost like a skill tree,
yeah.
where like as you level up, the enemy cities will like more easily see through your disguise. So you have to like level up your disguise section in your skill tree. I think that'd be sick.
Game companies, pick it up. Because I really want to see a survival game with massive cities that you can explore.
Well,
I want to
with
see a survival
the-
game with massive titties that you can explore.
with the creator system in the Epic Games for Fortnite, we could create pretty much an entire game.
That is true. That is true. Fortnite's sorry, choking on sunflower seeds. Fortnite's like creative system is stupidly impressive.
It's not like fully fledged create your own full game in it, but like you could get pretty close as of right now, and I think the next couple updates are supposed to make it to where you can essentially create a whole different game.
Yeah.
That would be sick. If that happens, let's make a game, boys.
I'm down. I have every time I play a game, I'm always spitting out good ideas for it, and I'm like, man, I just need the ability to easily create my
Dude,
Yeah.
that's like my whole struggle with everything though. I can think of vibes that I want from something, but not specifics.
Here's my thing. How do you guys, and this is kind of going on a little bit of a tangent, how do you guys feel about coding AI for people who can't afford, who don't know how to code and can't afford to pay people to code?
If it's for just a little personal project, then I'm like, that's all right, I guess. But if it's for like, if it's for something they want to profit off of, that's where I have concerns.
But why?
It's hard to articulate, but like, if a person can be paid to do it in terms of creative things, I think a person should be paid to do it, if that makes sense.
But
And if you can't afford it, then you can use it as a tool to try to teach yourself or to get some beginnings going. I'm cool with using it as a tool, but to use it as the end all be all, to me personally, that's just a little bit
But my thought process is, what if it's not the end all be all? You're simply using AI to code to profit until you can afford to pay somebody to improve.
Personally, I don't like it being used for profit, period. Because it is... Because as of right now, it being in its early stages, it's primarily derivative. So it basically... It scours sources for correct information or popular information depending on what you're using.
It's doing the same thing any YouTuber does by following the algorithm.
But also with coding, when an AI is like giving you code, I would assume you're telling the AI what you want, and then the AI is just telling you how to do that in code.
Yeah, I feel like coding in general.
As someone who knows literally nothing about coding, I'm thinking of it in terms of a creative endeavor that involves coding. Like trying to code like a video game or something, if that makes sense.
Well, yeah, but if even then, if you're coding a video game, I'm assuming you're still like, because to make a 3D model, you don't have to know how to code.
Yeah.
True.
But
Very
put
true.
that 3D model movable into a game, you would have to know how to code.
I don't know.
So-
I don't know nearly enough about it to form any sort of educated opinion on it.
Let's
I-
get to the Palworld video.
Yeah, I just I get not the best vibes from combining AI with profit, if that makes sense.
This
It does.
glaring hole where the game's, I don't know the word, like its soul should be. It feels pretty lifeless, like devoid of character. Other than some of the creatures being totally awesome, like Depresso, or besides that, hanging out with them on the farm, like it doesn't really feel like it has any sense of cohesive lore or story or world building or even visual style to it. It's all just kind of, like I said, tossed together. You can find little collectibles to read out in the world, and they attempt to describe some of the bosses or faction or what's going on. And I've seen some people think this is enough, but to me, everything here feels like an afterthought. It just kind of feels like this random game. You're like a little Fortnite guy with a furry outfit fighting against weird Pokemon and bad guys that sometimes look like the Hellghast from Killzone. I don't know. One boss encounter feels completely unlike anything else in the entire game. It's bizarre sometimes. It's like a bunch of puzzle pieces next to each other, just not actually connecting. Nothing is really very interesting here because there just isn't anything yet. This is definitely like a matter of preference. You might not care about that. You just want to have fun in this world. I can only speak to how I feel. So I hope Palworld can take the millions of dollars it's clearly making already and build out a more interesting world and characters and everything that you can really fall in love with, because that will be the layup in my opinion. Maybe carve out even better takes and just newer stuff that isn't just evaluating on other games. That's just me. Now, the developers do claim that this game is 60% done and PvP and new content is in the works. And I'm curious to see where that goes. So again, I've had some harsh words for it, but like I said at the start, I was hooked. I've been having fun. It's accessible, it's easy to get into with some nice, satisfying progression and a bunch of early access mess. If you're the type of player who can tolerate that, buying into something unfinished and even a bit buggy, and you like a dash of survival game stuff in their games, then yeah, maybe keep an eye on it. And while I did play a lot of it solo, I did have a surprisingly good time. I did have even more fun when I brought a friend in. We hopped in a little server and just started doing our thing, battling and catching and doing everything. I would say it's fine on your own, but the experience definitely improves with others. All this being said and done, like with games like this, we tend to revisit them in a year or so. We've done it with No Man's Sky. We've done it with a lot of games that release either early access or in a rough.
I think he's just going to go on a tangent about the games he's reviewed. But I think my ending thoughts are, it looks interesting. I think the reason he's saying it feels devoid of character is because currently it does just, to me, look like an amalgamation of other games.
I agree.
With a new skin. I think that's okay.
Yeah, I agree. I don't see anything wrong with that.
As long as they improve on it and give it its own character in some way.
Yeah. Concept is cool. Execution seems decent for early access. I still have some personal hangups with how similar certain designs are, but other than that, I think it looks pretty neat.
Like I said, it for me it all depends on if they take the fuck, my brain's dumb. Is it 40%? 40% that isn't done, because they said it's 60% done.
Mhm.
They take the 40% that isn't done and use some of that to give it its own character.
Yeah.
And not just Breath of the Wild, Pokemon, Fortnite. Then it'll be a good game. I mean, it'll be a great game. I think it's a good game. It looks like a good game. I think it'll be a great game if they give it its own character. My food is here. I'm going to go grab it real quick.
Okay.
Okay.
Be right back.
Yeah, I don't know. Because it's so hard to get direct factual info, I'm just gonna go based on vibes. And like conceptually, great vibes. Visually, pretty decent vibes, aside from a few of the creature designs. And it's not very many. Like you said, there aren't very many that I'm like, yikes. There's like the little penguin, the little pink thing, the little monkey. There's the big yellow round thing that was like egg-shaped with long arms. I don't know. There was that thing that looked a little odd. And then there was the that green like dinosaur looking thing with the pink flower on its head.
Yeah.
But
There's a
like if
few,
those are the
yeah.
only ones in this entire video that
Return
jumped out at me,
with food.
then I'm like, eh.
I'll try not
Sure,
to be too
similarities
loud
are gonna
I'll
happen.
mute my mic to actually open.
Hell yeah. Like the similarities
Do
are
we wanna
going to
watch,
happen.
Moist Critical's video on it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can. I'm just going on a little bit of a tangent. Vibes on based on that video alone, I'm giving it a solid like 70.
Is it this one?
So hold on. Let's see.
Maybe I should just go ping
Go to his
Palworld.
just go to his channel.
I'm on his channel.
Okay, and then where is it? Hold on, I watched it recently. Let me look in my recent videos and I'll find the name of it.
Is it huge Palworld drama?
Yeah, I think so.
'Cause the other ones just look like gameplay.
Unfortunately, the fun police have arrived at my
Yep.
door, sirens blaring, and they're demanding that I give a statement defending my crime of enjoying Palworld. Palworld is a game that's become more popular than Stanley Cups right now, with an absolute explosion onto the scene, selling
More
over 7
popular than
million
Stanley
copies in less than
Cups.
a week and reaching a
That
concurrent
craze was
player
fucking
count
insane.
of over 2 million, which is the second highest peak Steam has ever seen, second only to PUBG, which is a game that was so popular that it was basically bigger than the Bible for a while. And another thing that really helped with this is the price point. Palworld is under $30. Meanwhile, every Pokemon game, even the older ones like Sword and Shield and Let's Go Pikachu, are still $60. And yet Palworld offers 20 times the amount of content and 20 times the fun of these modern Game Freak Pokemon games. It's a better deal. If you've been watching any of my streams over the last few days, or even just over the last few days, I've uploaded 3 videos on this bad boy. It's pretty clear this thing makes me smile. I've got some childlike whimsy when it comes to Palworld. It's extremely rare for me to get as invested in a game as I have with Palworld. The game is surprisingly deep. It's more of a survival game that has a Pokemon element to it for creature catching, and I just love the entire package here. It's in early access, so it's expectedly buggy and glitches out the wazoo with so many flaws and so many problems, but it has so many elements in it that are done well enough and haven't really been blended together successfully in the past that it feels unique and really fun. The thing it gets compared to most besides Pokemon is Ark, and Ark is a game that I found so boring that it would probably cure anyone's insomnia if they were exposed to it for more than 15 minutes. It's also non-functional. I tried to play Ark on stream because my friends and I wanted to build up a really nice crew and eventually raid the devs in the game, but I couldn't even play it on stream because it's so infested with hackers. Anytime I went to a server, a hacker would go in and shut it down and kick us out for 10 minutes. So I couldn't even play that fucking thing. And Palworld just works. Like, even when the servers do go down from stress, they're only down for like 5 minutes tops. Whereas in Ark, if you get into a server within 5 minutes, you've just done a speedrun world record. Now, I know I'm kind of gushing grannies about Palworld right off rip, but I want to make it clear I really like the game. So the drama was quite the head scratcher for me. So let's get into like the actual meat of the subject. Palworld is exploding right now, one of the most popular games there is, and there is so much controversy around it with tons of people trying to make anyone that likes it feel bad for liking it, making all kinds of arguments against it, and I want to go through each and every one of these because I find it to be really surprising that this is where we're at right now, and in the beginning of 2024, that we're mad at bootleg Pokemon here for doing what Game Freak refuses to do, innovate. So I've been very vocal about my distaste for Game Freak's work over the last decade and some change. I think Game Freak is the laziest developers in the world. They get the task once every couple years to go in and copy and paste.
I do agree with that.
Game Freak and whoever makes the new Call of Duty games every year.
The most recent Pokemon games have all been the exact same thing.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, aside from doing what Palworld is doing, there's not a lot you can do with Pokemon as a concept. Like
They
as
better their graphics.
well,
I'm not as
as
concerned about Pokemon graphics.
no, I'm not either. To me, that's the appeal of it, is the like super basic graphics style. But as far as like the idea of it being like conceptually like kids with these little creatures in their pockets and go out and battle and stuff like that, there's not a lot you can expand on with that.
See, I do disagree though, because you know, Legend of Zelda used to be very much the same thing over and over. Till, you know,
Well, but Legend of Zelda, at least my understanding of it, is not nearly as constrictive as Pokemon's. Here's a kid, he's got some little monsters inside these little balls. He goes out and fights other little monster balls kids. You know, like that baseline concept is like without changing it to where it's like, without changing it to the point where it'll lose interest to people that play Pokemon for that concept. Legend of Zelda is like fantasy land with a princess and a big bad. You can do a lot with that.
well, but even then, they haven't really changed the gameplay or the story, except for that most recent one that I don't remember what it's called, where it was supposed to be more like Breath of the Wild, like an open world explore game.
You talking about
But
Legend of
people-
Zelda still?
No. Pokemon.
Hmm.
But people didn't like it.
Well, I mean, that's like, it goes back to Sonic as well. You could say the same thing about Sonic, because like a lot of Sonic games are still the like go from level to level, being a speedy blue guy and beating Robotnik. And you can change the level designs and the actual like story of each game, but it's still going to be the same concept of.
But Pokemon hasn't even changed the story yet, man.
Literally
the same.
It's the same
that's,
fucking thing.
That's
every
what I'm
time.
trying to say, though, is that Pokemon is, as a concept, is more constrictive. Because it's kids on their 10th birthday get Pokeballs and go fight Pokemon battles. That is the concept of Pokemon.
But you could still switch up the story a little bit.
You could, but then it wouldn't be that Like you would have to change the whole foundation at that point.
I disagree.
Like it'd still be the same gameplay style, but
But that part of the story is being a kid with balls that fights other people with balls. That's not the story I'm talking about. I'm talking about
You go, there's a natural disaster with one of the legendaries. You have to find a stone. The big bad team has a
Oh,
leader
see,
that you have to work your way up through.
again,
and they're the
I know
reason.
nothing about Pokemon. So like without elaborating on that aspect of it, I think you mean kids with balls that fight kids with balls.
No. It's literally the exact to the T same story every
Gotcha.
single game. Every single element.
On that aspect, fucking change that shit.
Yeah, that's why he's saying they're lazy. Is because they don't even change up the story. They just copy and paste the story from the last
Well,
game.
no, I agree that they're lazy.
Change Team Rocket to Team Magma and say the new legendary has wheels now.
Yeah.
Oh god.
That's
yeah,
what they
no,
do.
the new legendaries become bikes that you ride. They're going the way that they took Yu-Gi-Oh, where they started riding their cards. It's absolutely
I know nothing about
ridiculous.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Let's see what Charlie has to say more about Palworld.
He's got good
It's
points.
their last Pokemon game with no real effort, and somehow they still fuck it up every time. The modern Pokemon games have been the same formula. They haven't changed anything. When they've tried with like R6S, they didn't really go full hog wild with it. They dipped their toes into a couple of ideas and then fucking fell flat on it with mediocre execution. They're too afraid and not talented enough to actually use the Pokemon formula to deliver anything high quality. Multi-billion-dollar franchise, the most fucking lucrative franchise
Can we pause
in
real quick?
human history.
Just that one phrase to me, I want to rescind what I said about the developers being lazy.
Mm-hmm.
Because 9 times out of 10, it's not the developer's fault. It's the actual corporation.
I guarantee you it's Nintendo.
Right. There's an incredibly high chance that it's not actually Game Freak's fault or the people that actually like make the games. It's Nintendo being like, this is what it's supposed to be, this is what you need to do, here's your budget, do it. Here's your budget, here's your deadline, do it.
This may be going down a weird rabbit hole, but I kind of want to blame the booming popularity of old Pokemon cards for the games not changing.
Yeah, I can see that.
Why the fuck do you need to change up the game's formula when the Pokemon cards make you way more money than a game could?
Yeah. Well, and also just his point that the developers are like too scared to change and not talented enough to change. You can't say that based on what a corporation is telling them to do. Like that's not how game development works, especially for something as huge as a Nintendo game.
Yeah.
You cannot blame the actual development team. You blame the people that pay the development team. So like calling their talent out kind of irked me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
It's Charlie. He's got to say some biting shit, you know?
Yeah. I would also like to see if we can't find something a little bit more critical of Palworld, because right now it seems like everything is supportive that we've watched. Granted, we watched 3 minutes of this video, so.
Well, I do think the last one was critical of Palworld.
Yeah.
It was critical of certain aspects of it. It wasn't critical of like it was critical of the NPCs and the fact that it's early access, not of like the concept or anything like that.
He also has his own criticisms of it, and I think it's better to watch a video that has both sides rather than just all their criticisms, because then it just feels like
Well,
it's
no, that's what I'm
exceedingly biased.
that's what I'm saying though, is like, to me, the first video we watched, yes, it had some criticisms, but to me they were kind of just like cop out criticisms. They're like, oh, it's early access, so some things aren't complete yet, you know. And I don't know what his are going to be. We've not watched the whole video yet, so like I'll wait until we see that. But it, so far, it feels overly positive, if that makes sense.
Probably because he enjoys the game.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So like I want to find something that's less positive, so we do have both sides of it instead of just people that enjoy the game.
I'm sorry, I'm just realizing, does he have a fucking gamer subs
It looks like it, yeah.
claw machine?
Yes.
Okay.
By middle school students as part of some kind of computer science project. It's embarrassing. Like Scarlet and Violet barely even fucking worked. And now we have Palworld that comes out from basically an indie studio that does Pokemon so much better. It should be celebrated that Pokemon is finally being realized for the potential of the concept. There is so much you can do with this, and Palworld is showcasing it, which is why it's so popular. So we shouldn't be content just accepting the sewage, the absolute rotten sludge that Game Freak feeds us when it comes to its Pokemon games, because now we've tasted delicacy with Palworld, and it's so far from perfect, but it's still so much better than anything Game Freak has done recently. It's not even a competition. But anyway, sorry, I keep getting off like on tangents right away, but I'm clearly pretty passionate about this topic. So the first thing people immediately started to target Palworld for is the obvious, that it's extraordinarily derivative of Pokemon even from its designs. There are so many pals in Palworld that are basically a carbon copy of Pokemon, just with the color changed. It's actually the meme of, copy my homework, but don't make it too obvious, you know? And then you get the homework and the only thing that changed is the name on the paper, but it's still the same. Admittedly, that is the case with some of the pals in the game. Not all of them, not even most of them, but a small chunk of them, for sure, are very clearly borrowing many design elements from their Pokemon counterparts. So much so that my friends and I often refer to those pals by their Pokemon name, because they're so close. Now, this has gone a little bit chaotic on Twitter, where people are calling things that don't look similar copies. So a big one was Pin King in Palworld being compared to the penguin counterparts in Pokemon. And these two don't look even remotely similar. They just take the concept of an emperor penguin and do something silly with it in different ways. This tweet sums it up nicely by saying that this actually showcases Palworld putting effort into changing a design concept.
I don't see that one being called similar at all, unless it's people just trolling.
Not even a little bit.
I don't think anyone. Oh, it's a penguin. No, like that's not a genuine thing people are saying. That's people trolling you.
At their own. So it is a legitimate criticism to dislike how derivative some of the designs are and how it clearly borrows maybe too closely to quite a few of them. But it got out of control with people just saying that for every pal in the game when it's just absolutely not the case. But this is a legitimate criticism that I think is totally reasonable to have and hold against Palworld. I too would like if their designs were a little bit more unique, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
That is one of my complaints about the game. Does it ruin my enjoyment of it? Absolutely not. It definitely doesn't. Is it a bit of a blemish on it? For sure. But now let's get into the ones that I think have absolutely no merit whatsoever. One of the major things people were saying day one with Palworld is that it's just an asset flip. This was a perspective shared by many that decided not to turn their brain on for the day, and they went viral with people pumping their fists like, yeah, it is an asset flip. This was a big one saying that it was creatively bankrupt and poorly put together asset flip of a game. This was another one saying that 10 years ago, an asset flip game like this would have been relentlessly ridiculed and also called it generative AI slop. We'll get into all the...
Okay. I do want to say something about the asset flip comment.
Mm-hmm.
It does feel like when people say, because this always irks me. Fuck, what's it called? Like fan writing,
Fan fiction.
fan fiction. When people say that's not creative, it's creative bankrupt to do fan fiction. No, you're writing a completely separate story. Now,
Yeah, highly disagree on that point. As in, like, saying it's creatively bankrupt. I highly disagree with that.
Yeah.
I've read
Is-
fanfics that are a million times more creative than the original works.
Are a lot of the elements derivative of other games? Yes. But does that mean it is not creative whatsoever? No.
No.
There is creativity in repurposing concepts and creating something different. Let's continue the video.
Yeah,
AI
that to me
can of worms
feels like
here in just a minute.
contrarians being
But let's start
contrarians
with this
just for the
asset
sake of
flip
it.
component. Now, in the first tweet, calling it creatively bankrupt, that's totally fine to say that. Like I said, there are a lot of designs that are very clearly borrowed from Pokemon, but overall, the product is not creatively bankrupt. I haven't seen a Pokemon with guns style game that has survival elements that are blended together pretty well with a really large world with quite a lot to do in it. Granted, a lot of times, a lot of the biomes of the world are super barren and empty, but overall, I'd say that I haven't really seen any other games like Palworld, so I definitely wouldn't call it creatively bankrupt, but maybe he's playing some real heaters behind the scenes that aren't released yet. But anyway, calling it an asset flip, I think is some absolute smooth brain nonsense. Either you don't know what an asset flip game is, or you're just baiting engagement through being incendiary for the sake of some numbers on your tweets. There's just no way anyone genuinely thinks that about this game. I am a connoisseur of asset flips. If you watch my streams, you know I do something called Bad Game Night, where I'll go through Steam's new releases and play games that nobody has ever heard of, looking for the stinkiest, most foul abominations game engines are capable of pumping out, and most of those games are legitimate asset flips. What it means is the game is composed entirely of store-bought assets, and everything is just jumbled together into an absolute mess that kind of works. Usually what it is some kind of open world zombie horde shooter. That's your most notable culprit, your most common offender of being an asset flip. It just takes things from the Unreal Engine store, it takes the guns, the character, sets you in there, and you just randomly shoot zombies and other assets that charge at you, and that's the whole game. That's a fucking asset flip, and there's varying degrees of it, but that's your most egregious example. Palworld should not even be in the same sentence as asset flip. Does it use assets? Absolutely. You know what else does? Everything else. Every other game in existence uses assets to different degrees. Palworld is no exception there. There is clearly assets there, but it's not the bulk of the game. It's not entirely composed of it or anything like that. They're used in their product the same way they are in every other major release. It's not a fucking asset flip. And if we're going to play ball with this idea, you know what would absolutely qualify as an asset flip to people that believe this for Palworld? Dark and Darker. Dark and Darker is another game that I absolutely love, and this was a video game industry darling for a little while, and Dark and Darker is almost entirely composed of Unreal Engine assets that they bought and put into their game. They openly state that much of the 3D graphics assets were purchased from the Unreal Marketplace, and there are tons of links to them in the store that they used in their game. It's a ton of assets they used in it. Significantly more than Palworld. Why did I not hear a whole bunch of hoopla about Dark and Darker being an asset flip? That's weird. It seems really selective to just choose Palworld for this. It doesn't make any sense. You clearly haven't played the game and we're grasping at straws for something.
On that question, rather, the answer is Dark and Darker wasn't derivative of something as popular as Pokemon. People are annoyed at Palworld because it is so derivative of Pokemon.
Well,
Dark and Darker was not.
I think people are mixing up asset flip with, not being because Dark and Darker was a new, kind of a new game concept.
Right.
There hadn't been another game like Dark and Darker.
Mm-hmm.
Palworld is different, and I think people are mixing up in their head.
Oh yeah, 100%. People just don't know what it means.
Yeah.
They're seeing similarities visually, and they're to another very popular franchise, and they're like, "Hey, asset flip." Yeah. Nobody actually knows what it means that's using it.
To shit on it for because it's popular is how it seems, because it is just by no definitions an asset flip. But now let's get into some of the other ones that have been very controversial. A big one is the claim that a lot of it was AI generative. Now, this is a real problem that I think the video game industry is going to be facing very soon, with AI being integrated into games in a way that's going to be extremely scary going forward, take a lot of jobs, and produce a lot of slop. I think that is absolutely right around the corner. But right now, there is no proof at all that AI was used in any way in Palworld. Right now, all of that evidence is based off the developer, as well as a couple of statements I believe the CEO made in a previous project. There's a PC Gamer article going over this as well that talks about how this AI claim is right now just based off of hunches. There's a ton of people playing Super Sleuth right now and investigating whether or not AI was used, and at the moment there's no substantiated evidence to back up any claims that AI was used in this project at all. Now, if it does come out that AI was used in this game, that will certainly change my impression of it. I am not looking forward to the future where AI is replacing real human ingenuity in entertainment. I am very much dreading that. It's extremely concerning to imagine that future where all of your entertainment is just part of an algorithm that the AI knows that you're going to enjoy and clap and spit up at. So, if it does come out that Palworld used AI in a big capacity during its development, obviously, that's going to change how I feel about the game, 100%. But right now, again, there is no proof of AI being used here, and yet some people are singing it like it's the gospel and 100% confirmed and true, based off nothing. Which is basically Twitter in a nutshell, to be honest. Now let's get to one that I actually...
Okay. Don't really have a point to say about the AI, because we already talked about the AI. Just wanted to pause the video, because we haven't said anything.
Yeah, that's a good thought process.
We already talked about the AI point, and I agree. If it did come out that it was done mostly by AI, it would probably change my view on it. Just because that's a little stinky. It's a little stinky poop, in my opinion. I think AI should be used more as a helper for certain things, and not, used as the main thing, like Cargill said earlier.
Yeah.
Do you have a
The
different
building, put together the building blocks, not finalize the artistic.
Yep.
Yeah.
found to be the most interesting at the time. There was a Twitter thread that came out talking about how the models are exactly the same in Palworld to some of the Pokemon counterparts, basically insinuating that they kind of just took the models and tweaked them slightly but kept everything else intact. They copied the models and made exact replicas. Which would be a big deal. If they took that and copied it for their game, that would probably open them up to a huge lawsuit from Nintendo, because that is literally just stealing their work. But then this morning, it turns out that the person that was posting all the threads going over like how the models are the exact same meshes and everything was a bunch of hooey. It was a load of dirty barnacles. It turns out they were actually doing like some dubious scaling in order to make them fit, so it wasn't exact meshes or copies or anything like that. And they even openly admitted that they feel regretful for calling it exact and this and that. And then they posted a pin tweet saying this. I am doing this because I think it's disgusting how much Palworld glorifies animal abuse. What in tarnation? What the hell is even that? That is a load of poop with some fart on it. You're doing this because Palworld
I saw that as well.
Animal abuse. It's a video game.
That's one of the things I saw online.
Pokemon is literally sanitized cockfighting, which it is. I mean, you're making the animals fight each other, and they respond saying, "I think that's bad too." So then, where is this energy for Pokemon? Like, it doesn't compute. I can't tell if they're just trolling or not, but they have so many threads about how Palworld copied the exact meshes and, insinuating that there's so much foul play there that it feels weird if it'd be satirical, because you went through so much effort to like take down Palworld with these claims or like attempt to. It's so odd. It's a video game. It's not real. There's no animal abuse, and it's not promoting it. No kid's gonna play Palworld and go out, find some kind of exotic animal and make it work in the mines. Like, that's not gonna happen. It's what is happening? What's going on here? So anyway, the claims about the meshes being exact aren't true. However, I wanted to do more digging because even if you just look at it with the old eyeball test, the meshes
The
of
people that
models in
get that
Palworld
upset
are
over
super,
stuff
super
in video
similar.
games, like the like fantasy violence in like Minecraft and shit, go touch grass.
Yeah.
For real, like, talk about fucking chronically online bullshit, like.
Huh?
That's one of the most annoying things to me when it comes to criticisms of games. Like, it's a video game. It's a work of fiction for a reason.
By the way, Cargyle, for that TikTok, for your guys' band TikTok,
Yeah,
how wet did your knees get for that?
pretty damn wet. Not as wet as my butt though when I sat in Nick's passenger seat in his car because he had his window down while we were practicing and it was raining.
Oh god.
My mistake.
To the Pokemon ones. The shapes
Had to
are
be
the
really
same.
careful of
A
my
lot
base,
of
though.
the placement of certain appendages and stuff is in the same location. So I did a little sleuthing of my own here, did a little digging around, and I found a YouTuber named GoGo who was a technical animator and gave their perspective on this and talked about why the similarities in the meshes matters. Now, there are differences between them, obviously, like the topology of it is very different from Palworld to Pokemon, but the general shape remains mostly the same, and some of the locations of certain appendages on other models is similar to the Pokemon one or in the same location. And GoGo explains how this helps with animation. If you're looking to take an animation and bring it over to something else, because the shape stays the same, it makes it simpler and quicker. Now, I want to be clear, GoGo's not pointing the finger here, trying to accuse Palworld of doing anything wrong, and in fact, even mentions that Nintendo could easily sue, and they'd already have all of the evidence. They probably would have already sued if this was the case, if Palworld developers were just taking their models and porting the animations over or something.
That
Nintendo would
was
have likely already taken action
exactly what I
because
was
the
saying
evidence is
earlier
just
with the
right there
last
at your
video.
fingertips. It's pretty quick to access. So GoGo's just giving their perspective as an industry.
Yeah, because you know the second Nintendo was like, oh, we can milk this fucking indie company for 2 cents.
Right.
Nintendo would be fucking jerking that.
Nintendo has a super itchy trigger finger when it comes to copyright. Especially considering they go by multiple different countries' copyright laws, depending on where they decide to sue.
Also, didn't the person who did the Bowser AI render penis, didn't they just post that to their Patreon?
I don't think it was an AI render, because that was
Not an
before
AI.
AI.
meant
That was
3D
I want
meant
to say.
3D model, 3D render.
I don't think it was on their Patreon. I think it was on their Tumblr, wasn't it?
I don't know.
Either
I just
way,
thought the background of the picture said Patreon.
might have, but yeah, they sculpted a 3D model of Bowser's penis with spikes all over it,
And Nintendo said
and a spiky cock ring, and Nintendo was like, "This is ours. You can't do this," which is hilarious to me.
That these shapes do matter, and since they're so similar, it does open the door to speculation on whether or not the Palworld developers copy and pasted things like the animation or something of that effect. It just leads to speculation on whether or not they're being truthful about creating from scratch. Again, GoGo isn't making any accusations against them, just stating that the shapes are important, even if it's not like exact one-to-one meshes. Just having the shapes be in like the exact same order and same placement is still a big deal in the profession, according to GoGo. Of course, I'm not in the industry, so I don't know, but still pretty interesting nonetheless. And another thing GoGo mentions that I want to mention is that a lot of people have brought up the fact that a lot of Pokemon are based on real-world animals, and thus a lot of the pals in Palworld are based on animals. There's only so many ways of conveying a snake, or a lamb, or a stingray. Like, the shapes there are going to be pretty closely resembling each other, I imagine, because at its core, it's still this real-life animal that we know. So, like, a snake is going to look cylindrical and long across, right? So that could be an explanation for it, but since it is still so close, it does just have that level of speculation to it. Though I do think that argument could also work for shooters as well. So like there's only so many ways of conveying a certain gun, right? So I bet if you broke down the mesh and model of a lot of guns, comparing Call of Duty guns to Battlefield guns to any other FPS guns, you'd probably find the meshes look pretty similar there too. And I
The-
don't think that indicates that
the-
they're just copy and
The
pasting
problem
same.
with that comparison, most of those are real guns. They're not just some random creative design they came up with. It is a real gun that they built a mesh for.
No, there are real animals though, and that's what he's saying. Is that
Yes, but they're not like, oh, here's a cat. Here's a thing that's based on a cat, you know? It's way different when it comes to something like a gun
I do agree,
being
it is different.
like a freaking it's way different from having a Desert Eagle in one game and then calling another game a copycat for also having a Desert Eagle versus having this weird amalgamation of a cat and dolphin that is in another game as well, you know, that's very similar in the second game. It's completely different things to have
agree.
a real world thing built into a game versus something loosely based on a real world thing.
I agree.
Same shit.
That
But
kind of
again, I'm not
false
knowledgeable enough on
equivalence
this area
bothers
to really
me.
speak on it with any real authority. I'm just giving my perspective on it. I do agree that there's only so many ways of conveying like a snake and shit, but it's really odd how there are very similar elements shared in the mesh to Pokemon counterparts that aren't normally there on a snake. But anyway, there's still no concrete proof that
So he did agree with you there.
Well, and to me
He just went a
personally,
roundabout way of saying it.
I never saw this snake. To me personally, it's not the ones that look like the real world counterparts, like the sheep and stuff. Because those, I agree, there's not a lot you can do with a sheep and still have it look like a sheep. My thing comes from the ones that don't necessarily look like real world counterparts, like the little blue penguin that looks like a chubby Piplup.
Well, that's what he was just saying. He was saying that, you know, that doesn't excuse the ones
Yeah,
that
no.
do look like Pokemon.
Right, that's what I'm saying, is like it was a weird way of saying certain ones like the sheep and the snake are gonna have to look like sheep and snake.
Yeah.
Other ones don't have to look as similar as they do.
Yeah.
That's yeah. So I am agreeing with him. I'm just saying that the way he said it, to me, you could have said it better.
He just went on a roundabout way of saying it.
Yeah.
Palworld developers took these meshes and are just copy and pasting this shit behind the scenes. So these were all the main controversial talking points used to shit on Palworld and say that we shouldn't be encouraging it, this game doesn't deserve its success, this and that. And I understand like some people being put off by it being too derivative, that's understandable. But a lot of the other things like AI, there's no proof of it even being used in Palworld, and yet it's being used as this gotcha for why Palworld's the ultimate evil. Shit like that, I just think is reaching for controversy or calling it like an asset flip. There's plenty of things to not like about the game. As I said, it's so far from perfect, but it's still super fun and significantly better than anything Game Freak has put out in a long, long time. So I personally am not super bothered by some of the designs being extremely derivative. I hope they don't go that direction in the future. It seems like they're actually going to be updating this game. They just released a roadmap already, and it's been less than a week, so they're already looking to keep updating the game and improving it. So I'm excited to see where it'll be by the end of the year if they keep up that energy, because I do think there's so much potential here, and it is showing that there's a lot of potential, a lot of juice left here in the Pokemon idea, the concept of creature catching, monster taming. So I've been really enjoying it. If there is big revelations about AI being used, or if it turns out that they have been copy and pasting Pokemon shit behind the scenes, obviously that would change my perception of it quite a bit. But as of right now, there's still no proof of any of that. But yeah, anyway, that's my full thoughts on the whole Palworld drama.
the baseless accusations based on just the fact that things are visually similar, I totally agree is baseless accusations without some sort of definitive evidence aside from visual similarities. Like, you can't really do much with that.
Well, and also I kind of agree with his main ending point there. It doesn't bother me either. None of it bothers me. Even
Nope.
if it was derivative of Poke.
I don't care.
Well,
yeah,
it is certifiably derivative
That's
of Pokemon.
but I mean, if even if it was like if they were using Pokemon's models for some reason,
I don't
like,
care. They're doing it better than Pokemon's doing.
that does bother me a lot. Like, I totally get. I don't get it. I'm gonna say I totally get differing viewpoints and stuff, but for me, like, I don't know, it just irks me to just outright rip something like that, you know?
It's not like they're a small company, mom and pop thing, losing money on it. They've made trillions of dollars. I'm honestly not concerned.
That's not it's not about the monetary aspect of it to me. It's about the character aspect of it. It's just poor character to rip something like that.
No, I mean, I suppose, yeah, but just to get it started, get it off, they had no idea it was going to be this big. They just
No.
throwing it together.
I get that. And like I said,
Now,
I'm not
this
I'm
gives
not
them
saying
the
that it
avenue to actually
is
pursue their own designs and
right, like,
and make it its
the
own thing.
the similarities. It's not just that they're similar. It's if they were outright ripping models, that would be the concern.
Yeah.
And if the models were similar enough that Nintendo would be pursuing copyright infringement.
Well, if the models were similar enough, like he said, Nintendo already would have done.
That's what I was just getting ready to say. But because Nintendo is not doing that, then I'm like, what the fuck ever, you know?
I guarantee you they've looked at it too.
Oh, 100%. With how popular it is.
Game, Nintendo has looked at it.
Right.
And been like, yeah, we can't do anything about this.
You know what?
Well, I mean, they probably can, but for like maybe five monster designs, I don't think it's really worth it to shut down this whole thing, you know?
Have either of you played any of the Dragon Age games?
No.
Yes.
Which ones have you?
I have not played many games.
Is it Dragon Age Inquisition a game?
Yeah.
I think I've played Dragon Age Inquisition.
Have you played Origins?
No.
That's the one I played the most of. I really liked it. There's a new Dragon Age game coming out this summer that I'm looking forward to called Dragon Age Dreadwolf. It's on Steam, coming soon, and I'm kind of just looking at it here. It looks super interesting.
Oh,
and
since I have this, you can continue saying that. I just want to ask, since I have Enshrouded pulled up on my store already, can I show you Enshrouded?
Yeah.
Just whenever.
I just really enjoyed Dragon Age Origins, and I really would like another game that encapsulated me like that one did.
Yeah.
That was like my first big, because like I had played Oblivion, right, a little bit. That was my first Dragon Age Origins was my first step into like a real big world game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say that I think I am going to end my stream. And if anyone in chat would like to continue watching, go over to Chance's YouTube channel, Mistigan. I'm pasting the link in my chat right now.
And we have cameras over here so you can see mine and Nick's pretty faces.
Oh no, I see you guys. I just don't have mine set up.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right.
Yeah, that was the thing. So, yeah, if you guys want to keep watching live, go over there. If you want to see past VODs, check the VODs out on his channel. If you want to see anything else that he does, check that out. I plan
Bunch of gaming stuff over there.
Yeah, I do plan to be live tomorrow night and Sunday night.
Love you.
Pretty sure planning on Left 4 Dead 2 with Ren and potentially one or two other friends. But yeah, so I'm just gonna go ahead and send you guys over to Chance.
Bye, Cargill's stream.
Bye.
Peace.